on. What are you doing in there? Oh, bud. Dang. Dang. You got a toolbox in there?
Well, I took apart the one we had.
We're going all out on the Cali trip.
Yeah, we're gonna basically take this whole barn and shove it in this trailer.
This is our one and only chance to win more money than we've ever seen in our lives. So we're basically putting all our chips in. We're putting all my chips, his chips, Brandon's chips, basically
Every chip we got, we can.
every chip that we got or know of, we're just gonna go ahead and kind of scoot over here. Like, hey, you got some chips? Okay, we're gonna need those. They're going in our pile.
Yeah, we need them all.
Yeah.
We need every bit of it.
So we're at Coltina's compound and
Oh, hey, I want to show everybody. You know how we were talking that Johnny needed
a dash light?
no, I
or
needed an interior light?
Yeah. Is it magnetic?
It's sticky.
Oh.
Hey, we got 4 of them.
Yeah, because you know we're gonna leave them on.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna die.
Yeah.
But so Coltina's been working on the trailer for the past week or so, and I'm here today to help him try to get her finished up so I can take this trailer back to my shop and get Johnny loaded. And actually got some work to do to Johnny, a little more work. We ordered some parts, and cold ordered some parts, have them shipped there. So we're gonna get Johnny some better stuff on Johnny, get him loaded, and then I'm gonna go to Brandon's Tuesday, help him get the RV all ready. I'll probably just drive your truck and trailer there. Then we'll probably hook the trailer to his RV, drive here, drop your truck off, pick you up, and then we're heading out. I talked to Boost 12. He wants to meet in Vegas to do testing.
Perfect.
So I
We
think
need
we're
to stop by on our way. We need to stop by Missouri on our way. Our friends, Andrew and Jordan.
I feel like we'll probably be going right through there.
Yep, and put up our tires.
Make a detour, see our friends.
Yep.
But all right, we're gonna get in the trailer together, and then we're gonna just. Now's where all Now's where all the work pays off. Because she said colt. So. All right, boys, we are back at home. Group. He ignores me. I guess that's what happens when you're a celebrity, dog. You just ignore your owner. Whatever, dude. We're back at home. We're leaving in 3 days. But I got my spare. Brian Tooley has sent us some spare parts that we are going to take with us in case we need them while we're out there. Hope we don't. Got my, these are TBM brakes that Cole ordered from TBM. So that way we get the real spinny boy front brakes. Spare, this is our spare stator that got sent back to us from Andrew Blanton. We got our fire suppression system from Spa. This fire suppression system is super legit. It is the nicest fire suppression system I've ever seen in my life. So today's gonna be a busy day. I'm going to do the front brakes, fire suppression, get everything loaded up, get everything packed up, and then I'm going to tomorrow head down to Brandon Dollars so that way I can help him get the RV ready for the cross country haul. So got a real busy week getting everything ready, but the car itself is pretty ready. We're just doing these few last things for A, safety, and two, to make it a little more consistent and hopefully a little more faster with the whole brake setup, the lightweight, less rotating mass, all that, rolling resistance, all that fancy stuff. So I'm pretty excited to get nicer brakes on this thing because the brakes on the front of this thing are heavy, they drag, all sorts of stuff. So feels good to be home, although I'll only be home for a day, but I'm going to get the stuff knocked out on Johnny, get packed up, then head out for what could be the biggest race of my career and our lifetime thus far. All right, all right, all right. Oh, this is a nice sticker. TBM is in the house. TBM is in the house. Oh boy. About to have them fancy brakes like everybody else. Come on. All right, so I have no idea what I'm looking at, but once I get out of the box here, I'm sure I will be able to tell what I'm looking at. These are our two caliper brackets. I'm guessing these are our two calipers, and then our rotors, I'm sure under here, and then it's probably hardware. Let's see. Let's see. Yep, these are the caliper assemblies. These are probably the pads. Yep, those are brake pads. Obviously, that's hardware. This is, I don't know. Yeah, one sec. This was our hubs and obviously bearings, seals, and those are studs. Calipers. Whew. Look at them. All right, I'm gonna get this stuff unpackaged and then get that taken apart. That way we can get some spinny boy brakes. All right, just so we can have a comparison of before and after. These are whatever Willwood setup that is for Foxbody. And I know it's pretty heavy, probably obviously because of that radial, but I know these things don't spin that well either, as you could hear it dragging. So once I get the TBMs on, I'll do a compare and contrast video, or not video, but I'll just put them side by side to see what the actual difference is. And obviously I'm gonna film the whole install, so I'm going to get to it. So the first thing I'm gonna do is take the caliper off. And I'm gonna try to make this as simple as possible. Take the two caliper bolts off, take that off. Then I'm just gonna undo this bearing here, take this whole assembly out. Then all I have left then is the caliper bracket. So then I can take my new caliper brackets, match it up, make sure I don't have to re-drill any holes or drill and tap new holes, because I don't specifically know if these two brake kits interchange or if I'm gonna have to drill new holes or what. So that's gonna be the first thing that I check for and the first thing that I do. All right, so if I remember correct, we had to obviously cut these factory Foxbody V8 spindles down and then drill and tap for these Willwood brackets. And it actually took us quite a while to find the right spindle because this car did not have, it had like aftermarket billet spindles on it, and they were really wonky, and like the camber and caster were all off. So it took us a while to find these actual V8 spindles because a lot of cars had like the factory 4-cylinder ones or whatever. They weren't the right year, but we found these. So now I just need to make sure that these match up with what comes in this kit, which is right here. But I need to see if there are any instructions in here. I'm sure there are probably. I'm going to guess there's a PDF online also, so I might have to look that up. Okay, this is going to guess Obviously one's driver, one's passenger. This one's 1, this one's 2. So I'm gonna look up and make sure that there aren't any. I'm gonna guess this is the driver. So it looks like, oh yeah, that's the driver. Those 2 bolts line up, and then the threads are normally on the inside, so that way you can put a washer out here. Because if this went over there, it would end up being like that. No, and it would be wrong. So this should be the driver's side, but I'm still gonna look up PDF, make sure I'm doing it right, see if they got any instructions online, and then get these bad boys on, get these off. Come on. All right, these bad boys line up perfectly, and also use the same exact size bolt that I already had in there. So going to reuse the bolts that I had, but make sure you re-Loctite them, because you don't want them coming loose. Because if they come loose, you're screwed. So now that I got my bracket installed, I'm going to come over here. I took this hub out of the package. This part number. They do have, if you go to the link where you actually ordered these brakes, they have a PDF breakdown installation instructions. So these are the wheel studs, and then don't forget, I'm gonna Loctite these, put these in, because you want to make sure you put these in before the rotor. I'm not sure with these brakes, some brakes you can get the studs out with the actual rotor on, but I'm gonna make sure that I put these in and torque them down to whatever they say to torque them down to with Loctite. Put those on, put my rotors on, and then put the bearings in, and this thing's actually ready to go back on, and then put the caliper together and slap that on. So I'm gonna get these bad boys together and go from there. All righty then, mates. Got that thing on there, boys, and it really does. I mean, obviously the bearings probably need broke in, but it spins a lot better than that last one. And it was actually really easy. As you can tell, I'm pretty much, this is kind of over, but I'm pretty much centered. Got my my rotor is centered in the caliper, and I didn't have to use any washes. So good there. Got my brake line hooked up. I didn't have the caps off of the master cylinder, so it's basically airlocked, so I could take this line off the other caliper, put it on this one, but I still have to bleed the air out of the actual caliper itself. So this side is done. As you see in the time lapse, I packed the bearings, put the bearings in here. I use a piece of wood normally on the back on the seal, slap the seal in. Where the bearings go, how they go is obviously very self-explanatory. They only go one way and they only fit in one place. I put my nut back on here. I tighten it down to where it's tight on this, and it kind of keeps it from spinning. And then you back it off just a little bit, put your little keeper back on and your cotter pin. So I'm going to do the other side now and get these brakes done so I can get them bled, and then gonna go drive it and make sure everything's good. What's up, buddy?
Howdy.
Get him, Bobby! Get him!
Look at this old stallion.
Check these out. Check these out. Oh, spinny boys.
Got the Doug Cook specials.
Yeah. I think they need broke in, but they're still pretty spinny.
Spinning.
They're still pretty spinny.
Yeah.
What's up, Big Heavy?
Not much. Hanging in there.
Damn, boy, you need a haircut. What have you been
Got
doing?
my beard out too. I'm like Amish.
Oh. What's up, Wamber?
Blam.
You're on camera. Say hi.
You gonna run?
I have to drill out my bracket because my sensor is way bigger than their sensor. So I'm basically just...
It's not about size.
Yeah, I'm just ruining this brand new bracket. Now it's time to countersink. This is what you countersink. Blam! I got the passenger side done. I cracked this air bleeder, that air bleeder. I'm getting ready to undo this cap over here to let them gravity feed for a minute while oh boy, this has one of those stupid caps that takes Alan has to get it off. So I'm gonna undo this cap to let it gravity feed for a while I change my traction control settings, because this only has 5 bolts on the back of it, and we were referencing 6 bolts on the old calipers, or the old rotors. This had 6 bolts that were holding the rotors to the hubs, so I gotta change that in our traction control settings, and then boom shakalaka.
Because if people don't know, it's right off magnets.
It's not magnet, it's right off a non-ferrous metal. This is, I don't think this is a magnetic style.
Drive shaft.
It's red off of just a non-ferrous metal or something. I don't know. You got to have 60,000 scaps. Some of them are magnets, some of them aren't. Actually, I don't know whether this one's a magnet or not.
Well, drive shaft.
It's a low dollar sensor. Boom shakalaka.
What sensor is it?
Low dollar.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure.
Low dollar.
Low dollar.
Low dollar.
Okay.
Low dollar sensor. So, gonna let them gravity bleed for a second, and then change my tune-up, and then go for a test drive before I start on this here super nice Spa fire suppression kit. It's all push lock, billet bottle mounts, no flares or nothing. So yeah, I'm actually excited to put this in. So look how nice those things look. Boy, new shocks, new brakes, new Johnny, who this? Well, the wheel's on over there, but it's okay.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, I think those boys look good.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Yeah, buddy.
Man.
All right. Get back to work. I'm getting back to work. Bye-bye. We got the sensor on, brakes bled, and the ECU's on. You can tell, bam, bam. So we're working, because as soon as it hits that there, as soon as it hits that bolt head, 60,000 scap, we're good to go. Boom shakalaka. So now it's time to put this wheel back on, and then I'm going to lower it on the ground, go drive it around, make sure everything's stopping good, make sure everything's going good, and then make a quick test hit, see if everything's good, and then come back and do this fire suppression system. So be back in just a minute. So I turned the CO2 off while I was driving, and I forgot to turn it back on before I made a pass, which I could have swore I turned it back on, but apparently I didn't. So I just made a hit, and it made 8 pounds of boost and went at 629. So let's take a gander at this here data log. This is the one of the pass I just made. 3,200, 1 pound of boost. I left, converter flashes. It makes 7-8 pounds instantly, and then just lays over and makes 7.8 pounds the rest of the run. Good Lord, it took forever to shift. 7,800. Why is our air shifter taking so long? I commanded to shift at 6,800. I'm gonna have to look at that. But either way, shifted. 1,300 RPM shift drop. No, a lot higher than that. 1,700 RPM shift drop. And that's when I let out. It spiked right there because it probably loaded the motor, but let out at I let out pretty much right before the end, and it went at 620. So given that, knowing that it should have been about 30 pounds of boost right here all the way to here, I feel like that could have been like a 570 or something, and that's no burnout on a dirty blacktop road. Not a bad tune-up if you ask me, shoot. So I'm actually going to go over a few things, put the fire suppression in, and then probably go make another hit later. So I'm gonna get to the fire suppression. Here is what I have to do for that. So I'm going to mount this bottle right back here, and then run a line from that down and around and up to that right there. And then that right here is where my actual pull pin goes for the activation, and that's where the glass fuse is. So will be the main feed right into the bottom of that, and then we'll come out, T, shoot one back here, shoot one into the engine bay, go over, T, shoot one in the engine bay, shoot one back here, and then if there ever is a fire, we'll be shooting 2 in here, 2 in the engine bay. I'll probably actually put the 2 over there for the driver, obviously. And yeah, we'll be safer. Safety third. All right, we got Johnny's fire suppression system done. Got the seat braced and some other stuff. I'm going to test it on the trans brake to make sure it's gonna make the boost that I want it to make. And then start packing stuff to leave tomorrow to go to Brandon.
They're gonna be tomorrow? Yeah, you have to, don't you? You pulling this out or you gonna go right here?
Just gonna do it right here. All right, I just went and made another test hit. It did not go exactly the way I wanted it to, but I have some things figured out, and it made more boost that time, but I didn't stay in it as long just because it got a little squirrely and I was just trying to see what it would do to the 330. But putting more power in it made it spin. So as of right now, running it on wastegate is faster, and we'll go 620s. And it's faster than trying to put more power in it up front. So until I get to go actually test and do a burnout, I'm not gonna keep messing with it so far and just kind of leave it where it's at so I can really actually go test and get some good data. And then I'm gonna go from there. So I still have a lot of work to do. Gotta get all loaded up, gotta get my bags packed, all that sorts of stuff. So I'm gonna get to work on that stuff and then go to Brandon's tomorrow. Update time. I would say it's morning, but it's not morning. It's afternoon. We went to bed last night not feeling too well. I woke up at 6:30 and was like, oh man, this is not good, because I was gonna come out here early and get to Brandon's early, but I woke up not feeling too hot. My throat was real scratchy, so I was like, I better just rest. I've been pushing it pretty hard the past few weeks, so I went back to bed, slept till like noon, which I never do, and I feel a lot better, so I just packed my clothes. We're back out in the shop. I'm gonna do some packing here with all the spare parts I'm bringing from my shop. Colt's already got all his spare parts. I'm gonna get the motor loaded up, the trans loaded up. Moo helped me get the trans out of my car last night. Then I'm going to head to Brandon's once I get all this stuff loaded up. So I'm just trying to go over everything that I'm going to need. Excuse me. There she is, spare trans. Trying to go over everything we might need while we're out there, because we are going to be quite a ways away from anybody and anything. So
Going in the middle of the Colorado desert.
yeah, it's going to be great. So we're going to start packing away. I just wanted to get a little update on what we're doing, because I'm time lapsing it, whether you guys care or not, or you could just skip through this part, whatever. But I'm just trying to keep the story full circle, so that way there's not missing bits and pieces. So we're going to get to packing and then going to hit the road. Early morning. It actually is early this morning, but we're loaded, locked, loaded, heading to Brandon's house. I didn't head to Brandon's house last night because Colt wasn't feeling too well, so I didn't know whether I was going to be heading to Colt's house or Brandon's house, whether Colt was going to be riding out with us or flying out, because I don't know. I think it's just the man flu going around. Everybody's got the time change man flu going on, but we're good to go now. I feel way better. Colt feels way better. So we're getting in here. We're getting in. Me and Groot are getting in the truck, and we're heading to Brandon's house. We're all locked and loaded. We got tires, trans, converter, engine, hoist, car, truck. We even have speaker, computer bag, clothes bags, more clothes bags, more clothes bags. We're ready to go. Come on.